Welcome Pisces, this is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon in Aries meditation. I've laid out the past, the present, and the future with the Crow Tarot. I'll clarify with the African Tarot and finish off with a couple of oracle decks. I will be building an extended reading from this reading based on the oracle cards I pull. I'll be pulling a fresh spread, and the link for that is in the description box below. So if you are enjoying or finding this reading useful, whether you care to join me at the extended or not, I would appreciate you liking, sharing this with somebody who might find it useful, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Thank you so much for all the support that I give, and again, welcome to you who are new. Pisces, your overall energy is the Nine of Pentacles. Wow, love this. This is you creating your own economic stability and independence. This is you really toiling at developing your own resources on your own terms, in your own garden. Not only are you creating that stability, that material comfort, that security that you require, but you're also enjoying the process of seeing your own personal wealth grow and the ability to invest in projects from the excess, what you determine as the excess of your efforts, so that you're not undermining the resources, your own stability in the process. But you're aware that part of your abundance is the ability to be generous, to invest in other relationships, in other aspects of your activities, or in other efforts. In the past, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Fool card. You've been creating this foundation for yourself for quite a while. Depending on where you are, your foundation doesn't just consist of savings or material stability or comfort or a house or a material asset, but it can also be comprised of educational advancement, degrees, certifications, license, establishing resources. Perhaps you have inherited a home, or you have been able to solidify other resources so that those things contribute to your ability to build your wealth and your foundation. One of the ways that you're using this in your relationships is your ability to detach yourself from your emotions and from your powerful experiences of learning and growth. How you have gained an understanding of your experiences by opening up, sharing your vulnerability, looking at the way you've overcome challenges, looking at the way that you now view your relationships in terms of reciprocity or equity. In other words, ways in which your relationships reflect a healthy give and take. And that's something that is part of comprising this foundation you have that helps and supports your creation of personal abundance. This is all in preparation for the new journey that you're undertaking, the new enterprise that you're about. The Fool card represents your having built up not only a trust in yourself and your ability to get the job done, get what you need to grow, to move forward, to be successful, but it's also about trusting in the universe, that when you do your part to prepare, to be ready, to plan for, to anticipate, to pursue a vision, that the universe and trusts you, does its share to provide you with opportunities that you now see all around you, that you recognize even a challenge as perhaps in many ways the best way to learn a skill that's needed to transform something into something desirable, a challenge into a building block. And this represents a courage, faith in yourself, an innocence in the balance of the world. And that innocence is what I believe to be this trusting in the universe as you have now faith in yourself. In the present, we have the Empress, the Nine of Swords, and the Six of Cups. There has been a lot of pain that you have surrendered, a lot of suffering you have surrendered yourself to. And it's part of what has built the skill that you also are able to utilize in detaching yourself from the emotions that surround some very happy or unhappy failures, disappointments, heartaches, really. Your ability to extract the learning from this is what is allowing you to surrender it. And that's one of those, I don't want to say a conundrum, but it's anyway, one of those ironic truths that we make way for new by releasing the old. So this release has really helped you to step into this place of real empowerment. Interesting how the acknowledgement and release, the surrender to suffering or pain, painful experiences, actually empowers us to recognize the abundance around us. The abundance in the form of opportunities to move into a direction that is abundant, that you can build, you can create, you can learn new things, you can transform the things that you have into the things that you want, taking challenges and making them opportunities or building blocks for growth. This present position and empowerment includes the ability to not only transform and be resourceful, but also to receive the pleasure and the contentment, the satisfaction you gain in doing what you know is right for you and is in alignment with spiritual values, your authentic values that reflect an abundant world. A world that's brimming with the many opportunities you recognize that you have, and that allows you to appreciate and mimic in alignment with the natural world, collaborating with others, not doing this alone, enjoying the rewards of your efforts and the pleasure of doing what's right for you. This is serving to balance out your relationships in beautiful ways. It's giving you the courage to face what may have been some very painful learning experiences through relationships that were disappointing to you for one reason or another, so that you are understanding that something that you believed could be successful, in fact, was seated on an inequality in your relationship, a disparate goals, not being on the same page, not sharing the same agenda is part of what you've learned in understanding better how to become less of a caretaker and more reciprocal in all of your relationships, and really looking to relationships, not just with people, with groups of people, with goals, with opportunities. Where is the negotiation? Where is the agreement? This is all about creating contracts, conscious contracts with aspects in your relationships with others that will yield you some reciprocal values for the efforts that you make. And you are abundant. You are fruitful. You are a generator of new ideas, wealth. You have all the energy and the plan. You have the vision of wealth, of abundance, of growth. And this is in part what you now recognize you must see in the world. You know your value, and you want that value reflected back in your relationships. In the future, you have the Hanged Man, the Star card, and the Three of Swords. The threes are important here because the Three of Swords is reflecting the Empress to a degree. And the emphasis here is on learning from failures and disappointments, learning from your heartaches, recognizing how you were responsible for some of the experience of failure, and how you may have, being an abundant creature, multi-talented, beautiful, graceful, in alignment with the world, with everything and everyone. You have perhaps unconsciously given away your talents with an expectation that that would be reciprocated back to you. And you're now learning that there are ways that you need to evaluate and analyze the relationships, the agreements, before you enter into them. Because this is such a flow for you, you take it for granted or have taken it for granted in the past. And you're now learning that this is too valuable to waste and too valuable, too powerful to end in suffering and pain, in a thwarted relationship, a broken heart. You are understanding that the vision that you now have, this ability to see yourself embedded in a world that is hopeful, that is positive, that has faith in and belief in values that you now do not take for granted. You are readjusting the way you see things. You're understanding that in order to maximize the opportunities you have to think differently. You have to take a higher view. You have to look at your place in the big picture and recognize that others have their role as well. But this is part of a plan. This is part of your ability to extract the spiritual lessons from the difficult challenges you've faced. And that is the faith in the world, the faith in your talents, the abundance of the world. Again, as a gifted person, you no longer can take that. You can't afford to take it for granted. There's too much need in the world that you can supply, that you can address. I'm going to clarify the Empress in the present with the Three of Wands and the Page of Swords. You're definitely working towards another three, building something out of the pain, out of the lessons you've learned, the gifts you recognize them to be, the willingness to move into a new adventure that releases everything from the past, knowing you're totally prepared for this new journey. You are already and have been putting together the pieces of that new plan, that new business, that new education, that new adventure. You're picking your collaborators, you're contacting people, you're reaching out, you're getting the research you need. You're waiting for some responses from others, but all the while you're busy. You're not idly sitting by waiting for phone calls. You're doing all the things that you know you can do independently. You have the resources for that. And in order to Pursue new ideas. Be open to new ideas that others are bringing to you. You're leveling up in relationships, so you know you have to be prepared for that. You have to be open to new ways of understanding things, new ideas, new inspirations, new truths. Certainly the ability to interact with different experiences of the world. And you want to invest in new beliefs. You want to be open to new ideas. That's part of your adjusting your own perspective. I am going to pull a Soul's Journey Oracle card and remind you that you can like, share, and comment and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot, and I pull self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And I'm also going to pull a Divine Oracle and remind you that the extended reading that I will be building based on, actually, I'm going to take that lapis lazuli, is going to be linked in the description box below, and I will be using the oracle cards to build a new spread. And I pulled lapis lazuli, make a decision. I have to say this gemstone is vibrating very, very high for Pisceans. This is a powerful stone of your intuition, your self-knowledge, that is the seat of your wisdom. So any decision that you make, it's about something you already know. There may be the desire to get more information, to move forward, to ask the advisement or the opinion, get information from new sources or people, but you already know the decision you need to make here. So thank you so much, Pisces, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.